Cindy.
Hello,
How are you, darling?
Jules. I'm fabulous, darling.
You're looking
How are you?
fabulous as always. You look
Thank
fabulous.
you, Julian. Oh, you're so good to me, darling. Thank you.
I'm
You
so
always
excited.
look fabulous.
I actually get to say hello to you on screen for a change because I've literally just finished my show like 5 minutes ago on New Music Mondays with
New
Martin
Music
from
Mondays,
London.
yeah.
Yeah, we had a chance to have a quick chat with Karma at the beginning of the show for like
Okay.
10, like a couple of minutes, and I played my famous 15-second snippet. So I'm just so excited, and I'm so glad you agreed to host tonight's show. This is a special edition.
Very special edition. So, you know our show on a Tuesday night, people. Where are they now? We are having a special edition tonight only because we have a very, very cool chick that we want to listen to and talk to, and her name is Karma.
Karma, well, I'm going to quickly bring her in. I'm going to say hello, and then I'm going to get the heck out of here, and I'm going to let you guys do this incredible show that I'm so excited about. So let's bring her on stage. Karma.
Hi.
Okay, so you guys are going to talk to me. I need headphones. Hang on. Hello.
No, I'm
Definitely.
literally just coming in to say thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited. I'm going to leave, and thank you so much for joining us tonight on Discover TV, Karma. It's an absolute honor, a pleasure, and I'm so excited. And I'm going to leave everything up to Cindy. I'm out of here, guys. Have a wonderful show.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Jules.
Jules. We
Yeah.
love you. Karma, hello.
Hello.
It is so awesome to speak to you.
And you.
Yeah, can you believe? I mean, I was saying earlier when we were chatting a bit that I spoke to you when we were in LA. Somebody was trying to hook us up to go and write some songs together. We never did it. So I'm just putting a little tiny weeny challenge towards this. Maybe we can finally do it.
Yeah,
You in
why
LA, me in Joburg, let's write a song.
Let's do it. Let's do
I'm
it.
very interested. So I don't know if you know anything about this program that I really host this program every Tuesday night. It's I talk to iconic music business people, the artists, the people behind the scenes, and find out how they came to this point in their lives, how they've continued to stay in an industry that we know very well spits you out very quickly, chews you up, and leaves the bones if you're lucky. But we do own all the bragging rights in this room, honey. So
Yep.
whatever you want to say, you want to tell me anything good, you don't have to say, look, I'm not boasting, but you don't even have to preempt that. You can say, hey, I worked with so-and-so. We got a Sama, we got a SAFTA, we got a this. I love hearing it. People want to hear all about it. And it's such a pleasure to meet you.
And you.
I'm so looking forward to hearing about your story and your journey. But more than anything, I got a sneak preview about your delicious, poignant, hauntingly beautiful new song. Would you
Yeah,
play it
and
for us?
did you like it?
I loved it.
All right, good.
I loved
Takes
it.
a bit of the
that's-
pressure off.
Listen, there's no pressure in this room. Honestly, this room is for you to just connect with your song
Yeah.
and show us what you do and just show us that song because everybody wants to hear the new song.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to take the headphones off because
Okay.
I actually don't want to hear me.
Then I won't sing back at you, don't worry.
All right. Oh, here we go. Still got that right side smile. At least when I think of it, and I can still hear you laugh in my head. Something you said, it hurts like hell to know that I won't see you again. It hurts like hell to know that we're both better for it. 'Cause each time I see me, it's you looking back in my stare. And each time I hear me losing my temper is when you still got a hold on me. I've lived this life once before. It almost killed me watching these lines being drawn. Chaos that found me, and still your escape from this place hasn't changed anything at all. Still got this wasted time of what ifs and whys, and I can still feel you pushing me down. It hurts like hell to know that you did this to yourself. It hurts like hell to know that I'm here by myself. All of these voices spinning around in my head. Tell me forgiveness is the only way out of this mess. Henry, let go of me. I've lived this life once before. It almost killed me watching these lies dragging on. Chaos that found me, and still your escape from this place hasn't changed anything at all. I just miss you more. Each time I see me, it's you looking back at my stare. Each time I hear me singing my heart out is when you still got a hold on me. Still got a hold on me.
Wow, wow, wow.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Woo! You got 1 second.
I need my nerves to like calm down.
Well, let me
Alright,
while
so
your
clearly
nerves.
I'm more scared of playing songs in my own living room than I am of performing to thousands of people. Whew, I hope
I
that
just
was
want you
good.
to
I
know-
don't remember a minute of it.
That's fine because there's a whole bunch of people been watching you. They've all sent comments. Bethan McLean, Sandy Kay, Shirley Lacey, Martin the producer, Marion Vitecki, she's all the way from Germany, Ashley Quinn, Joanne Oliver, Bethan McLean again, Jill Brandenburg, Diane Kutzer, Sean Spruch, and
Oh,
who
it's
else
like
is
a
here?
It's like an old Henry H show.
Exactly. Kerry Oldfield, Ashley Quinn again, Barry Headland. Wow, Annie Bow. You got everybody coming to see your
Yeah.
show.
Awesome,
So,
awesome.
like, okay, usually I'll say, hey, well, how did you start and all this stuff. But I think I need to ask some questions for me. I'm going to be a little bit selfish here. Of course, I was not in the country when Henry VIII was a well-known band, famous band. I know you did a lot of good stuff there. So Henry VIII, was that your start of your real band work?
Yeah, so Henry VIII was, I mean, it was kind of made up. Really, it was my mate Julian and I were playing acoustic shows, and we weren't very well. I was not good. Actually, Julian was really not good either at choosing band names. He wanted to call us like Stinky Feet Chewing Raoul because he figured people would come watch that band. So we were just called Julian and Karma. And what essentially happened was we wanted to play at this other venue that had opened, and they said, it's going to be boring to just watch the two of you for like 2 hours. So like maybe you could get some other people to play with you to make it interesting. So I asked friends we had that I knew played music. I just said, like, we can play this gig at this venue. Like, can you play drums? And they were like, okay. So Henry, and then it didn't make sense to be called Julian and Karma because it was now going to be Julian, Kevin, Karma, Warren, Kaylin, Troy. So I'd just written the song Henry, and it had the lyric, Henry ate his way to the moon. And I thought that was a funny play on Henry VIII.
Yes.
Calling the band Henry VIII. And that's actually how we became a band, was we just wanted to play this gig at this venue. And people came and they liked it. So we just, kept going.
That's
not a very glamorous story.
No, but isn't it? Nobody wants to hear the glamorous stories because those are like a little bit boring. We'd rather hear this kind of thing. This song that you just wrote now, was that Henry VIII had his hold on you?
Yes. So when I wrote the song Henry, I actually wrote that song about my dad. Okay. And my dad's name is not Henry. But Chris ate his way to the moon, just didn't have the same ring. And also, I wasn't, and I've never been someone who really puts the meaning in the song so that the song only belongs to me. I'm sure Henry means something else to everyone out there. So I'm always hesitant to tell people what it means to me. But I will tell you that, that was an experience that I was having of someone, and that was my feelings at the time. So you fast forward all these years, and I was, having feelings again. And
yes,
I just started writing the song. It was similar subject matter, and I just started taking jazz classes. And my first lesson, this guy comes over and he shows me all these basic swing jazz chords, and I'm like, cool, that's amazing. And he leaves and he's like, now you must practice your song for next week. So I was like, yes, I will. That was the deal. He wouldn't teach me another theory class if I didn't master what I'd done the week before, which makes sense, right?
Right.
So I'm practicing, I'm doing the theory and everything, and then he shows up the next week, and I wasn't ready the next week, actually. It was 2 weeks later, and he's like, why did it take you so long? And I was like, oh, because I wrote another song. And he was like, what? And I played Hold On Me to him, and he was like, you took all those chords I taught you and just wrote another song. And I was like, yeah, that's what I do. I was so excited to have new chords. But what I'd done is I'd taken the song Henry and I'd basically written it using these swing chords.
Yes.
So it was kind of like a stretching of my musical ability, process for me. But then at the same time, I was so grateful that I had this new vocabulary because I really needed to get this song out. And I hadn't come up with a chord sequence that triggered the words. So that lesson was amazing. Like as soon as I started hearing those chords, I started to feel, and I just wrote the song. So it was originally actually called Henry 2. And then Julian told me that was a stupid name. He was like, I sent it to him and he was like, Calm, this name sucks. Call it something else. He might have named it, actually. I think he might have texted me back and said, here are my backing vocals to Hold On Me. And I was like, oh, I guess it's called that now. Yeah.
But isn't it, I love the part of our journey as a songwriter that we could actually change anything, anytime that we want. And the fact that we got some new chords, that is delicious. I remember right at the beginning when I started writing, I spent a little time with Tim Parr. Do you
Oh,
remember
Tim,
Tim?
yes, beautiful
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Tim, divine man. But Tim showed me how to play some slide guitar. And it took me into a totally different vibe in my head. So I didn't, of course, I know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and all the majors and minors, and D tormented and F fragmented and all that stuff. Yes, you know. And then just having these funny little slide things. Now I don't play slide, but I'll play a chord and I'll just go up as if it's a slide, and it
Yeah.
works. So
Yeah.
just the smallest thing can do this. So now I want to go back a bit as well. I like to go all over the map if possible. The debut album, Slap in the Face, that sort of puts you really on the map, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that. I mean, people love to hear this stuff.
Well, so I wasn't even in the country when I became, famous and well known. I was actually running around London, living on £20 a day, like trying to get Burger King 2-for-1 vouchers. And I remember Julian, my partner in Henry VIII, he called me to say, it might be a good time to come back because people are asking for us to play now. And we'd played gigs before, but it was like to our mates and the people at our university and stuff. So
yes,
but when I decided to go traveling, and then I got this call saying like, you should probably come back, because we can play really big shows. So my sort of arrival in South Africa was really strange. All of a sudden, like, it was hard to sit in a restaurant because like someone would come up and go like, are you, and it was funny, I was either like, are you Henry VIII or are you the girl that sings Just?
okay.
And I don't think anybody knew my name, and that's that's how it goes. But it was a jump. There was, and maybe that's true for everyone. I mean, I don't think you gradually become famous. I think one day no one cares, and the next day you're on the cover of a magazine.
They do.
So it's like, and it is a bit of a shock. But look, I'm young. I'm in my early 20s. I'm still at university. Someone's gonna pay me more to play music than I was earning waitressing.
Yes.
And I was like, I mean, that was pretty much how it worked. If someone said, would you play a gig at this venue? I'd ask them how much they were going to pay us. And if it was more than I'd make at my waitressing job, I'd agree. I had priorities. I'd be like,
but that's a priority. And also coming down to the wire, it's like, I still want to keep my job as waitressing because I might need it, I'm not going to just bang them out the window. Put that on hold. Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, but it was so much fun. I mean, I would not change anything about, I mean, maybe some conversations and moments, but for the most part, I mean, my 20s were insane. When I meet people here in America and they like somehow Google me and go like, oh my God, you are like famous in your own country.
Yeah.
That's not the life I live today. But I mean, my 20s stories are awesome. It's crazy.
And that's
I'm
fantastic.
so grateful I got to do that. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Mm-hmm.
And you're sitting here and you're being able to talk from that place. So you've had your great experiences and you're not sitting in a jaded little bitter room where you're trying to create from that, I missed out on that and I wish I'd done this and why didn't I? And I could have and I should have. No, you're coming from that place of, hey, I did it all. I had a great time. So I'm coming from a very healthy, creative space.
I mean, I did retire and I formally retired. I mean, I stopped performing like professionally, like saying music is my profession for 10 years. Okay. And it wasn't that I did it because I had no choice. It wasn't for lack of love of the industry.
No.
Like people wanting to see me. Like I would play shows and they were full and I was writing songs. I basically I'd had enough, and I wanted to experience other things in life, and also music is and has always been my own personal therapy and comfort. And after a period of time of doing it as my job, it stopped being that for me. And now I
Understand.
didn't have my own personal expression. I had a job 24/7. And it took me a long time to retrain my brain and my heart to use the guitar selfishly again
Yes, I
and make
understand.
it mine. I'm sure as a songwriter you can relate. There's songs we write we never share. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and so, coming around to Hold On Me, I wrote Hold On Me several years ago, and I did not plan to share it with anyone. It was an incredibly personal song, and I wrote it for me, and then something happened where I found this moment of comfort, and I felt okay to start sharing again.
Okay.
And I don't know what it was. There wasn't like a big event or anything. I think I just woke up one day and went,
Okay. It's time.
okay. Yeah. So I sent a text message to Julian and said, hey, I wrote this. Would you want to sing on it? Then he sent me a text message back and he went, what do you think of these vocals? And I went, yeah, that's good. And then I sent that MP3 to my mate who was a drummer, and I said, do you want to play on this? Then he sent me an MP3 back, and there were drums on it. And I then sent that to a mate of mine who was a bass player and said, you want to put some bass down? And that is how that song was recorded. Obviously, the MP3 is not the final recording. We did
No,
get
sure.
the tracks. But when it came to then mixing it, there was only one person for the job because I just love Willem Moller, who was the producer on Slap
Okay.
in the Face. And he just, he's a friend who connected with me musically, or maybe I connected with him. I don't know if Willem's connected to me, but I'm definitely connected with him. Who just gets it, and I don't have the music skill set or vocabulary to direct someone to say, set the EQ like this.
Sure.
Or I
know.
I don't like the way it sounds.
Yes.
And then he goes, why
Fix
not?
it.
And I'm like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
And somehow Willem knows what that means. So he does all
Yes.
the buttons and everything. And then I go, oh my God, that's so, yes, stop. That's amazing. So, finding that person to fill in the space of my limited skill set is a godsend. So Willem took it, he mixed it, he sent it back to me, and I was like, I love it. Thank you. And then I decided I wanted to share it, and that's how we end up here.
Well, it's long journeys. People don't even realize, and I'm seeing so many lovely messages from everybody. But as being a songwriter, as pulling yourself out of the industry, I did that when I went to America because I'd always been Cindy from Clout or Cindy from Zio or Cindy from somewhere. And I wanted to just be Cindy and find my
Yeah.
voice completely as a songwriter. So I had to go through all those things and the dips and the lows of what that meant, And it's like we have to relate to something.
Yeah.
Something has got to come out of all of that. Whatever we're going through, something comes out of it. The music business is so not without its pitfalls, as we know. It's called the music business. And I do these lectures to younger kids, and I talk about it as a business. It has so many pitfalls, but in America, it's even worse because they're so dog eat dog. It's like if it doesn't work, pooh, you just get spat out. I heard a story, and I know it's a true story. And this is one of the stories that I love speaking about because it just shows the world how many times that this happens to people. The story about Lil Wayne taking a sample of your song.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Okay, sorry, I've got to run through the legal agreements in my head.
Of course.
Um,
Whatever you can say about it, of course.
I don't remember. Hang on. It's
Just the basic
no,
overview.
I mean, I'll tell you, this is what actually happened. I mean, so you can't gag me on that. Is a friend of mine who did used to make tracks and might still do so for Lil Wayne. He's a producer in South Beach, and he had the best of intentions, and he sampled one of my songs and created this beat. And in the process, he made my voice sound like a chipmunk. So
Okay.
he played it to me, and I heard it, and I'm like, what have you done? Like, no, absolutely not. And he tried to sell it to me as like, you know, like Dido and Eminem, like this could be your big break. And I was like, I
Yes.
don't want my big break to be my voice sounding like a chipmunk. Like, come on, mate.
Yeah.
And so I said no. And because I'm actually, I mean, if I was any good at the music of business, I've had so many opportunities to be huge, and I always say no because clearly that's not what the universe wants for me. So anyway, some time passes, and during MySpace, I get a message from some kid who says, listen, I really love the song you did with Lil Wayne. And I wrote back and said, I think you're mistaking me for someone else. And he said, no, this is you. And he sent a link, and I listened, and there was that song. So I immediately contacted my friend and said, hey, I'm confused. I said no. Why am I hearing this song? And he was shocked as well. And apparently what had happened is the song had gotten mixed in with other beats that were going out. It was an accident. And Lil Wayne ended up getting it, but they hadn't cleared the song. They hadn't anyway. So I don't know what actually happened. What ends up happening with me is my publishers actually decided to sue, unbeknownst to me. And I actually found out I was suing Lil Wayne, which I never was. My publishers were, which is their job, when
Yes.
TMZ showed up at my house. So that's how I found out.
Woo, paparazzi!
Yeah, I was in my pajamas returning a Netflix thing. I was walking to the post box. You know, remember
love
when
I know
Netflix used
those
to come in America?
envelopes.
Yeah,
I
and I was like
remember
in my
very well.
pajamas.
Yeah.
Opened the door to walk to the post box, and there was like this dude with a camera, and he was like, "Yeah, so you're suing Lil Wayne?" And I was like, "What?" Anyway, I think so. That's the story. Emotionally,
Yes.
what happened was. That was my real introduction to being, that's, you know, my 15 minutes in America. My name
Sure.
was all over the place. Lil Wayne's fans are really dedicated to him. And some people took very aggressive and scary tactics, like came up. Like I'd play shows on South Beach and walk out of the venue and be met by, you know, a group of people threatening me. And so it was, yeah, it was quite scary. And then it went on for 3 years. So this is actually my retirement story. After 3
I can
years
imagine.
of,
And that's why I asked.
yeah,
I
it
wanted
was
to
just,
hear that.
it was, music wasn't fun anymore. Music was like, just, I mean, they really made it ugly. So by
Yeah.
the time everything was sorted out, I was so over it. And I couldn't go anywhere without his name being associated with mine. I have this beautiful song Once that has like been jaded. You know, like even I can't play it now and not think, oh, shit, this is the one that they sampled. But so it's just you know, it just made everything, it was a really bad time. And I was like, I'm out of here. I'm actually out of here. I don't want to be famous like this. I don't want my music to be heard in this light. And I have nothing in common with Lil Wayne. His style of writing, his message, his subject matter is very different to mine. And
Yes.
I don't need his audience to discover my music because, quite frankly, I'm not sure that they would get it. Ironically,
No.
those who have, I remember his lawyer sitting across from me in one of the many things I had to go through.
Yes.
And she said to me, just for what it's worth, I want you to know, I really love your song. And it was like everything I could do to not slap her.
Yeah.
To say, if you do, could you please stop this? Anyway.
So I think
yeah.
that example is the purest example of the bullshit
I'm not good at it.
of corporate America going.
Yeah, and I'm not good at
wild.
that. I'm not.
No,
never, my agenda, Cindy, is I've never wanted to be famous. I never thought, I never looked at any rock stars and thought, I want that to be me.
Yeah.
What I did want to do was play music.
Yes.
And the way the industry's set up is I learned, well, you don't get to do the one for a living without the other. And I think after that, whole thing happened, I went, well, actually, then I don't want it enough.
Yeah.
Like I never wanted this. And this is what I have to do to get it. So I'm out of here. And, me doing what I'm doing now, this is all going to happen. Hold On Me is going to go out. People are going to see the video. I hope they love the song. I hope that me sharing it is actually, going to bring some wonderment and something special to people's lives.
Yes.
And I'm not going to lie, there's more songs coming.
Good.
And I want people to share in them, but let's keep it low key.
Yes, I got it.
Let's enjoy it. And I won't be signing up for, well, nobody is now because there's COVID. But let's say there wasn't COVID. I wouldn't be signing up to go on a world tour.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
I've definitely now set my boundaries in a healthy way. And don't sample the song.
Yeah.
Don't if you want to sample it, give me a call.
Yeah. Speak to me.
Because it's probably not a good idea.
No. And I think, as you said, you've found some boundaries. And when you do give up something that you love so much because it hurt you so bad, that's a whole other thing. I've always, there's been times when I'm on the floor and I'm saying, God, why did you even give this thing to me? Because all I want to do is play music and let it be simple and aesthetic and in integrity and let people just enjoy what I'm doing. And then it came with all this stuff. And for me, it was hard because I was a pop star at the age of 20, and everything was like,
no, and you were huge.
Spotlight on,
you were huge.
But
you guys were like an international
insane.
Success. Take whatever I experienced and times it by.
Well, we all have our own experiences and they're all relevant to us. But all I wanted to say about that was that it stole the soul from me in many ways. I had to keep just remembering, why do I do this? Why do I do this? I do it because I love it, not because of you, because of you. I do it because I love it, and because when people hear the songs and they go, I felt something, that is why I do the songs.
Yeah.
That is why I write, and that's why I do it. Do you want to play us another song?
I can. I think
Please.
I just thought of what you were saying, because this is what I would say to you, and maybe I should say this to myself, is like, I'm good at music. I'm not good at being famous.
Yeah,
I'm just not good at that part. And it's
Got
like, I always say, my sister and my sister's like my best friend. She's the first person to ever hear a song. The fact that you hearing it is because my sister said it's good.
I love it.
She's my sounding board and everything, and the wrong child in the family was famous because my sister would breeze through all of this. She loves it. It gives her energy. And I'm like this fragile little but anyway, so I mean, she's trained me. If it wasn't for Tanya, nobody would ever have seen me. She made me brave and put me on a stage, really. And Jules as well. All right, so this next song, I haven't actually practiced.
That's okay. We like it like this.
Yeah,
just chill and play for the people. Let me tell you before.
It came to me this morning. We were talking.
Really?
And I was like, well, this is Henry. So I was like, I was talking about Henry, and then I was like, maybe I should just play Henry. But the truth is, I haven't played Henry in some years, so we're going to see what happens. Let's see.
Okay. There's a lot of people asking for house concerts.
Oh, that's a genius idea. So I was talking to my sister about this, and I don't know how to make it happen, but I'll plant the seed if I'm brave enough to do it. Yeah, wouldn't it be fun?
That's all I want to do
okay,
now.
so maybe you make me do the work, and then you just jump on board.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking,
I'm much older than you. Have respect.
No, but I'm serious, because I could set up the technology and then just go like, Cindy, this is how you do it. Here's the link.
Yay.
Maybe it would be nice if somebody wants to put on a house concert, meaning you either invite your friends to your house and you all watch it together, or we set up like a Zoom and we have a private link, so only you and your friends can watch it. So it's a more intimate show.
I love that.
I might be down to do those. I don't know how it works, but that might be quite fun. I like house concerts. I like them in real life, so maybe I'll like them in Zoom live. I don't know.
Let's see where we go with this.
Something different. All right, so let me try Henry. I'm going to turn myself off again. Henry sits in the corner on back this till quite late. So when anything you can't find, you left there, ask Henry what he ate today. Never before have I seen a smile upon her face like Henry's. Such a special boy, you can fall in love, but you walk away back to the place he hides. Up in the big blue, up in the big blue sky. Henry ate his way to the moon, didn't stop there. Henry ate right through. Henry ate his way to the moon. Come back soon, Henry, I'm missing you. Henry spends most Sundays conversing with our walls. Says their views are stable, never question his, so his empire can never fall. Suddenly he's up on the table, dancing around, yelling out his philosophy, the view of the sun from the moon can't be beaten. He's off to the place he hides. Up in the big blue, up in the big blue sky. Henry ate his way to the moon, didn't stop there. Henry ate right through. Henry ate his way to the moon. Come back soon, Henry, I'm missing the view of the sun from the moon. Can't be beaten. The view of the sun from the moon can't be beaten. He's off to the place he hides. Up in the big blue, up in the big blue sky. Henry ate his way to the moon, didn't stop there. Henry ate right through. Henry ate his way to the moon. Come back soon, Henry, I'm missing you. Henry, I'm missing It'd be
Yes,
shocking
you
if I
did.
forgot that song.
You
I mean, I
remembered it
played
all.
like
No, that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
okay, go get my headphones.
Wow.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Hi.
Nice music, you
Thank
see.
you.
So when a person like I'll say us because I'm also a songwriter. I feel everything. I'm an empath. I'm so plugged in. You know, you get your ideas from wherever you get your ideas from. After you've been through a very hard knock,
Yeah.
so say that Little Wayne story, it must have really dug deep into your psyche and given you quite an abhorrence for the business in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was more of an internal discovery that it was more I just made peace with my own inability to navigate that environment. I think I
Okay.
always knew the environment was what it was, and I spent years trying so hard to navigate it effectively. And man, you know, in retrospect, there were so many moments where like I was being shown you were not made for this. Like, but I'm a winner, and that's I have this mindset that like I can't lose, I must win. So even if I'm trying something and I'm not going to succeed at it, I won't stop. And I
Okay.
think that that's what went on. I probably should have taken a break years before, but I think this was just the final thing. Was I was
The
just
straw.
yeah, I just want to succeed. And then I was like, what am I doing? Like, you are so miserable. It's like, just stop. So, you know, people do say harsh things about the industry. It is what it is. It's like any other business. It's got its pitfalls. It's also got, I mean, we wouldn't have Dylan if it wasn't for the music industry. We wouldn't have Lucinda
Absolutely.
Williams. We wouldn't.
Absolutely.
I think what ended up with me and where I've been watching maybe on the outside now for a while is this technology and streaming and being able to record your own music and the way you want to has now facilitated me doing music on my own terms. And yes, it's not going to be I don't know. I don't want to jinx it. Maybe this will be the biggest bloody song I've ever written and somehow it'll go viral. I don't know. But there's no machine behind it. I'm okay with it finding its way to the homes that it needs to have. But finally, you know, I've sort of like embraced what's available to me and gone like, I can just do this my way. I actually don't need to engage in any of the bullshit, the stuff I didn't like. And again, for other people, that's necessary. So I don't want to knock it because it is a business. It's how people make money playing music.
Sure.
I'm just trying to make music. The money components, actually, I'm okay. The making music, like now I finally get to do that. So I moaned about it for a long time, and now I recognize that actually you can do it exactly the way you wanted to, so go for it.
That is it.
Yeah.
When you find that space and when you get to that part of it in your comfort zone where you say, I don't need to be this or that famous or have lots of money, blah, blah, blah. And you know the reason you're doing it for. That is suddenly when the universe just goes, ha, she finally gets it.
Yeah.
So for me too, I believe that my cancer was my shut up and lie down. That was my little Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up, lie down. Remember why you love this, because all you've been doing is chasing. Also, always a winner, always had the strength to do it, but never stopped.
Yeah.
I was always
we actually
on,
our own
on,
worst
on.
enemies for that.
Always.
You know.
And if you don't stop, anybody who's listening right now, if you do not stop, whatever you're doing, you might be a textile printer, you might be in IT, it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
There's creativity in everything. And if you can look in the mirror in the morning and say, I'm doing something I love, something that feeds me, that is the prize.
Yeah. But we all do it. I mean, my relationship with music is not any different to the bad relationships I was in, where like I knew it was over, but I'm still trying because it's so hard to sit someone down and say, listen, we're not working. We need to part ways. You're not good for me. I'm not good for you. It's like you committed to it. So you just, and I don't want to be responsible for everybody's divorces,
Yes.
by the way. I'm not,
Yes.
I'm just saying
sure.
it's the relationship is a relationship, whether it's with a person and a job, a hobby. When it's not healthy for you,
Then
you
it's
can't
an
blame
abusive
that thing.
relationship.
Yeah, but you can't
Yeah.
blame that thing because you're the one
No.
choosing to be
You
there.
choose an abusive relationship, and even being in the music business sometimes is an abusive relationship.
Yeah,
because you will
which is
chase and
why I
bash
left.
and push, and that's it. You're speaking my language.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I took that break, and that's why the universe made me take that break and said, it's enough now.
But we're happy now, Cindy. I mean, pre this show, you and I were chatting, and I think what's
Yeah.
beautiful is, I was never like super miserable. I don't want to paint this picture that like life was like that dreary. It was scary at times, and I'm so glad that my family, my friends, my support network supported me through it, and that I was actually wise and brave enough to go, all right, guys, time out. And
Yes.
I'm so grateful that the way that things have evolved and how people make music, and that Jules
Isn't
and
that
I share
amazing?
stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Julian will send me songs. It's like he records it in his house and then he just sends me a text. And when we were starting out, we didn't even own it. It was somebody else's. We had this little like 4-track Fostex, and like it was a whole bloody
I
day.
remember that thing.
Yeah, to figure out how to
Yeah.
make this recording. And now I can write a song and I can like record it on my
Record the
iPhone.
whole. Actually,
Yeah, and send
yes.
it and go, Jules, what do you think?
phenomenal.
Or yeah, and
It's phenomenal.
so I'm just embracing that. I'm by no means like super tech savvy. I'm figuring it out, but how wonderful, So
And it's
I hope
part of the journey. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
part of the journey.
I do kind of miss tape though.
Analog.
Yeah,
I
I've
miss
got to admit, to
I
someone
miss
who
analog.
someone who got to record on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, again, I don't have the technical language, but what I can tell you is when you hear it, it feels different. It's like I hear my voice and I go, wow, that just feels different. And I've never managed to capture that in the new space. So, yeah, old lady now.
No,
The new
it's not even
space.
that. I speak to young people and I say, look, you've got to give credit where credit is due. Yes, there's all these amazing tools to play with, to create with. I would love to have a little system at home, which is something I'm working on, believe it or not. I always go to
Oh, we
people
can talk
to
after the show.
record. Please.
I'll just send you the list of what we have in our studio.
That's all I need.
And I'll send you pictures of how to plug it in. Someone
That's
did that
what
for
I
me.
need.
Every time we move, I pull out the pictures that I took of when they first set it up, and I just follow the pictures and replug it in.
That's
It's
brilliant.
ridiculous. Yeah.
I used to put these colored little post-its on all the cables saying, this goes into the red hole on the left of the green hole.
Yeah.
I
No,
it's like,
it's hysterical.
but I know I'm glad that I'm very, very grateful that we have all these amazing things. The music business today is as you like it. It is what you want to do with it, whether you like what's being played or not. You can listen to it or not. I just want to mention a few people. We've got Rolf from Germany. I play with Rolf in the band when I go on tour in Germany.
Oh,
He's
great.
saying hi to everybody. And Ashley Quinn says, I'm in love. And Lenny Lavery, she's in Ireland. A very good friend of mine's Tundi Purin. We appreciate absolutely all of your messages. Tanya, Joanne, thank you so much for coming on with us. We've still got a bit more of this lovely lady to share with you. Thank you firstly for coming on
Cindy,
Discover
thank you so
TV.
much for having me.
Such-
I meant
wow.
what I said. We're going to get each other's details and let's take a stab at writing something. Why
I
not?
would be
Like, what are you
thrilled.
doing?
No,
I've got
hey,
time.
I got time, okay? I'm just writing songs right now. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah,
and
because
throwing
we've got
them out to
time.
different that's the thing. I
And
feel
there's a strange
this is
energy at
good.
work as well. So,
Very much so. I'm writing so differently and I'm loving every moment of it. And I think you might be feeling that as well. That
yeah.
when you spoke of those new chords, took you to a different place.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I do that now.
um,
I give myself a lesson every week. I learn something in a
new,
different genre of music or a
yeah.
different key or that to keep my vocabulary expanding,
Yes.
you know.
And that's another thing is that some people say, "Oh, I just like rock. I just like folk, whatever." I think it's important. And when I talk to students, that, for example, I did a talk to some students at the Academy of Sound Engineering this week, and I said to them, I said, "You've got a few very big weapons. Number one is knowledge. Number two is diversity. Learn about a whole lot of different music. I mean, if you just want to mix, I only want to mix hip hop bands, well, you're putting yourself in a little box and you won't get out the box. But if you know how to mix a hip hop band, a rock band, a bakanga band, this band or that band, it's the same as us as musicians.
Yeah.
We know what we can listen to a whole bunch of stuff and it filters through. And we still write from our heart and we still write what we love, but it filters through somewhere. And I hear a little thing and I go, oh, that's very modern. You know what I'm saying?
The one I struggle with is I've never been able to play a bossa nova and sing it at the same time.
That's
so
hard.
that and Jolene. So I have been trying
That's so
for
funny.
years
I've
to
been
learn the
playing
pick
Jolene.
to
That is
Jolene.
too
Yeah, but
funny.
I'm trying. I can play it with the chords, but it's the
Yeah.
actual pick.
Dun, 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 dun,
I can't
dun,
play
that
that
whole-
and sing it at the same time. It's like I don't, and she does.
Yeah.
The woman,
with her
as
long,
you, I don't know if you
long
can see her,
nara.
but she's like
Oh, Dolly's the girl.
she's my.
She's a hero. She's
the
an
best.
inspiration. Dolly is an inspiration.
Yeah.
We recorded Jolene with our last band, but it was a bit more rock. So we didn't
Yeah.
have that picking thing. But
Yeah, I'm going to learn
Listen.
it. I'm going to be like 85 and I'm finally going to be like, yes.
and I want to hear it when you're 85 because I'll be like 90 something.
Those are my
Okay, so-
goals. I'm basically going to be 85. I'm going to get every tattoo I've ever wanted.
Ever.
And yeah, all at the same
Okay.
time. And
Okay.
'cause I have none. But I figured at
Okay.
85, I'll be like, whatever, I'll get them
It's
now.
time to do this body. And they won't stretch too much because at 85
Yeah.
the skin's stretched
So I
pretty much.
know you're gonna play my video now, right?
Yes.
So
I'm so
because
excited.
the video, I'm just gonna preempt this to everybody. The video
Please do.
it was an art project done between myself and a very dear friend of mine. It was his first time directing. He's an incredibly talented photographer. He actually was here earlier with his son, but he's got a baby, so we were worried Booth was going to start yelling. So anyway, Hunter directed this video. It was right at the beginning of COVID. We were very limited in what we could do, so we wanted to capture the most honest side of me telling the story.
Yes.
And I'm not a good actor, so I channeled every single thing I could that I've ever known about method acting. I had to practice for many, many weeks and then also sing the song in a different time to create the effect. So we didn't want to do something commercial. We wanted to do something honest. I'm going to warn people that it is emotional. So if you're having a bad day, maybe now's not the time to watch it.
I know, I think it's a good time to watch it.
And because I am still very sensitive to this, I'm going to say goodbye. So I won't be available to speak after the video. I'm going to leave you
Okay.
with it. So I just wanted to say to everybody who's tuned in, I know I asked a lot of friends and that, thank you so much. I really hope that you enjoy this work that I put together for you, because it really has been with the intention of it being for you. And yeah, this isn't a, this isn't a musician and a person sharing something with you. So if it connects with you, the help you could give is to share it yourself. There's no money behind this. We're not spamming people with the content. So in the end, if people get to hear this music, it's going to be because you shared it. So I'm just putting that out there. I also want everyone to know that there are going to be live streams, but I will not be announcing the dates because I'm too much of a nervous wreck when I have a time. So there'll be surprises. It would be advisable to like my Facebook page because I don't know when they're coming. They just happen. Thank you, Cindy, and thank you, Discover TV. I really appreciate you guys having me and helping me debut my video and my new song.
It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been divine to meet some of your people as well.
The Henry VIII and the Karma audience is the best audience, hands down, and I've opened for other bands. My audience is incredible. And it's mainly made up of my friends and family.
Of course, and they love you. And they support you. But we all need support and we need love, and we all need it. I do not do this to be validated, but I love when my people come to watch the show, I do it for them. It's for them. And I think that's very important. So I want to say thank you to you. Thanks for sharing your honesty with us and your love. We are going to connect after. I want your details. We are going to write something together. To all the people that have been watching, mwah, thank you so much. My show tomorrow night is at 7 p.m. on Discover TV. I'm going to be talking to the legendary Des and Dawn Lindberg. Yes, that is going to be absolutely incredible. Where are they now? We now know where Karma is now and where she came from. Have a very, very beautiful evening. Well, it's daytime for you. To everybody else, have a good evening. Jules, thanks for giving us the show. Thanks for giving us this platform. We love you. And let's play out with this gorgeous video. Peace, everybody.
Still got that right side smile. Still got that right side smile. At least when I think of it, and I can still hear you laugh in my head. It's something you said. It hurts like hell to know that I won't see you again. It hurts like hell to know that we're both better for it. 'Cause each time I see me, it's you looking back at my step. And each time I hear me losing my temper is when you still gotta hold on me. I've lived this life once before, and it almost killed me watching these lines being drawn. The chaos that found me, and still your escape from this place hasn't changed any. still feel you pushing me down. It hurts like hell to know that you did this to yourself. It hurts like hell to know that I'm here by myself. Thought of these voices spinning around in my head. Tell me forgiveness is the only way out of this mess. Henry, let go of me. I've lived this life once before. It almost killed me watching these lies dragging on. The chaos that found me, and still your escape from this place hasn't changed anything at all. I just miss you more.